What's going on, guys? Mikkel here, and today I want to do a quick video on Quant and some of the major players Quant is working with, and what I believe is really going to be the winners in the blockchain and distributed ledger ecosystem. Make sure you guys keep subscribing to the channel. You've been blowing it up recently. It helps me so much and will help me push out more videos like this in the future. So let's jump into Quant to start, and then we'll get into some other projects working with Quant that I also think will be massive winners in this space. Quant's been running hot for a while. It recently had pullback. I already have my full position built, but if you don't have any Quant, this could be a decent time to stack a couple and then maybe in the future keep averaging in. Quant's a tough one to tell because it rarely pulls back, so this is one you just have to be careful with, but it's a project I love, so regardless of the price action, I want to keep informing you guys about it. One of the most critical things about Quant is they're really looking to link every single different kind of centralized and decentralized ecosystems. They're looking to integrate with different kinds of apps such as Instagram and Twitter, payment APIs such as PayPal and Apple Pay, blockchain APIs like Cardano, XRP, Polkadot, banking APIs, which are traditional finance, and IoT APIs, such as Intel and Amazon Web Services. They're looking to bring all these different systems together and incorporate them into one Overledger solution where pretty much enterprises can leverage all these different systems from one access point. One of the biggest things holding back traditional finance and enterprises from getting into blockchains and decentralized applications is that it's really a lot to take in at once, and they're not really looking to go all in on any of these blockchain platforms. They're really going to be using certain aspects of them, but incorporating different aspects of the traditional centralized platforms. It's really going to be a mix of using certain parts of each one, and Quant really makes this possible by allowing enterprises to plug into their solution and essentially leverage the most critical aspects of both centralized and decentralized platforms. I've said this a lot, but I really think Quant is a project that where as long as the big players in distributed applications such as blockchain and Hashgraph win and are successful in the future, Quant is almost a given to grow with them because of the fact that it's really working to make all boats float rather than competing against them. It really just adds more to every other project it incorporates with. I mean, you see the biggest names, Ethereum, XRP, Hyperledger, and we're going to get into more about Hyperledger later, but they're just looking to essentially create a system that incorporates all these different mechanisms into one place, and that's going to be critical for the future because enterprises aren't going to want to have to leverage each of these individually. They're really going to want a single access point where they can use the benefits of each. This is just a quote from Gilbert Vidian, their CEO. Our vision is that OVN, which is the Overledger network, is going to be the hub that connects the US, China, Latin America, Australia, UK, and Europe to interoperate digital assets and cross-border transactions. When I hear that cross-border transactions, I really think of XRP because they really went out of their way to incorporate XRP, but it really shows that Quant really wants to leverage the best parts of each of these digital assets and create a network that enterprises can plug into and have a seamless experience where they can leverage the best parts of each one of these networks. Yeah, this is just something I think the centralized systems as well as the decentralized systems really need going forward in the future, and I think Quant is positioned very well to benefit from this market. This is another chart I found very interesting. Currently, the blockchain world is essentially blockchains will have one bridge going to each other. To DLT, you can link a couple DLTs, but Quant really brings in all the different centralized legacy as well as the new decentralized systems. And it's really an all-inclusive network. Like I said before, traditional finance isn't going to come into the blockchain ecosystem and say, all right, screw everything else we're doing, time to only use Ethereum and XRP. They're going to be using these decentralized applications, but it's not going to be without their old methods, and I think that's important, and Quant is a project that understands that and is really incorporating everything. One thing that I find extremely interesting, and this has really led me to where I believe the most significant players in the blockchain ecosystem are, and that's in the Hyperledger fabric that Quant is likely creating an Overledger for. Hyperledger is a project that incorporates the biggest players in the entire world. IBM, Accenture, Consensus, JP Morgan, and then as we scroll through here, we can see massive tier 1 banks, Ant Financial, one of the biggest financial fintech company in the entire world. We can keep scrolling down and see players such as CVS, and we keep scrolling down. We have companies like Huawei, JD, and then right here we're starting to see some of the big players in blockchain such as Quant, Ripple, and R3. Keep scrolling through here. We see Visa, Walmart. Keep going, and we'll see companies like Stellar, and HBAR is also on here somewhere. Oh, here's the Ethereum, Enterprise Alliance, Bank of England. I think this list is really important to pay attention to, because all these big players are all sending representatives to essentially create a new level playing field for how information and payments can be transacted on a global level. In the past 15 to 20 years, different countries have really been developing in silos, but as the world has become more interconnected, there really needs to be a new level playing field for all these different countries to transact on and essentially create a payment system and data exchange for the entire world. The internet was kind of the early days of this, but the internet, for the most part, does not have a built-in financial system, and that's what Hyperledger is looking to accomplish. I think any project associated with Hyperledger is probably heavily integrated into what will be the new age financial system, and not everyone that's going to be massive for this new age financial system is going to be directly linked to Hyperledger. But if someone like Quant is, and then Quant's working with projects like Alliance Block and DAG, then those will probably be heavily incorporated too. Another thing I just wanted to point out, another massive one I think that will be in there is HBAR. We see a lot of the companies that are working directly with Hyperledger are also working with HBAR. In my opinion, the more you keep looking at some of these massive players, specifically in the Hyperledger ecosystem, you start to see a lot of connections with some of these top projects such as Ripple, HBAR, Quant, Ethereum, and you can really start drawing a picture for which of these chains are really going to be used for enterprise and to upgrade the old financial system to a new form, and which ones are going to stay more retail oriented. Not saying anything bad against retail, it's just that the big money is going to flow through these enterprises, and you really want to be positioned in a mix of both. For me, I want to focus more on the enterprise solutions because I think those are going to be more profitable and have more staying power in the long run. But yeah, guys, this is just one of the ways I do my research, one of the ways I find partners. I love looking at these lists of who's working with who's meeting with who. These aren't just here because some representatives said, yeah, sure, we'll join that, and never followed up. This is something that I think is going to transform the infrastructure for the internet and change the way payments happen on a global scale in the future. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out one of this websites. One of my favorite things to do is just to click on some of these, look at their partners, see what they're doing, and it's yeah, it can really help you a lot in the future, finding some great projects and kind of understanding how this whole world really is linked. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video, and make sure to keep subscribing to the channel. For now, Mikkel out.